All right, Chris, thank you for joining.
Uh,
We're going to start with Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Gina Mizell.
Yeah, Chris. First, they caught some audio of you at the end of the game with Coach, and you were saying you were trying to calm down, and Coach looked at you and said, you don't have to calm down," and he gave you that hug. What was that moment like, where you're trying to bring yourself down and you have Coach there to help you with that?
it was just a lot of excitement, a lot of emotion from myself, Coach, the team, and you know, just real life stuff. You know what I mean? That they happen to catch.
Okay. Quick follow. Obviously, that came out that Beverley is going to serve a 1-game suspension without pay at the start of next season. He's apologized on Twitter. And obviously, you guys, just curious your thoughts on the whole process now that the suspension has been handed down to Patrick.
We're done with that series, so we waiting to see who we play next, and we getting ready for that.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Kellen Olson.
Hey, Chris, kind of a broader question for you. I've noticed kind of in your pregame routine a couple of things, whether it's when you go sit on the bench with the basketball by yourself, when you grab Javon, like you mentioned during the Clippers series before the national anthem, when you bang your back against the stanchion right before tip-off. Just how did you kind of develop those little things in your routine? What is your mind going through in those moments? And how does that help you just get your mind right for a game or get locked in?
I think just routine. It's a lot of guys on our team throughout the league. You just have things that you do that you're used to. And it's crazy. I mean, if somebody watched me every second from when I ran out of the locker room, they see a whole bunch of stuff. But some of it just builds camaraderie, right? Camaraderie as a team. Me and JC got when we started doing that at some point during the season. And then, once it works, you just start looking for each other. As soon as the clock runs out, we know that that's part of our routine. Me hitting the stanchion 3 times, me and Kel dapping up before the jump ball, just all those little things.
Next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Nick King.
Hey, Chris, after Game 6, you mentioned those partially torn ligaments in your hand. I'm curious how it felt for you and how you managed it over the next 3 games and how the hand feels right now.
Managed it well, good. These days that we've had off have been really good. And, we all get a chance to rest up a little bit before we get it going again.
An unrelated follow-up with tonight's game, I'm sure you're going to be texting and calling with Monty. You mentioned doing that with Michael Malone back in New Orleans. How important has it been for you over your career to have that relationship with coaches where you're breaking down games even when you're not around the facilities?
It's been great, not only, with coaches and stuff, but as a team. All of us got together and watched the game the other night. We'll all probably be talking during the game tonight, and that's just the way we are. That's the way we've been all season long, and it's fun to be a part of a group and a team like that.
Next is Nick King with Channel 3, Channel 5, followed by Kent Sommers.
Chris, what was that like the other night, riding on top of the car with Book and just seeing everyone? And just how long were you able to enjoy that moment that night?
That night was special. We wanted to take a second and enjoy the accomplishment that we had as a team. And then after that, it was like, okay, cool. We still got work to do. I think we got a really good team, great leadership on our team, where we understand that, we lock back in. That moment is over, and now it's on to the next.
Next up is Kent Sommers with the Arizona Republic, followed by Cameron Cox.
Whenever we see and talk to Monty, he's cool, calm, collected. How often does he get mad, and what does that look like?
The coach can get mad. The coach he's unique in that I think he said it after the last game. You know, he has a thing that he didn't do that when we was in New Orleans, but I heard him say it earlier when I first got here this year. He said, "I don't call you out, I call you up." You know, and that's unique. I feel like I've heard everything from coaches over the years, but I never heard that. And it's really cool because when he does get on guys, he just genuinely letting you know that I just want you to be better. And so, you know, when you got a coach like that, I think it builds trust and everybody understands everybody's coming from a really good place.
Next is Cameron Cox with 12 News, followed by Sierra Santos.
Hey, Chris, just wanted to get your thoughts on being in the finals. You've been in this league a long time. Just what does this moment mean to you, and have people around the league that, you know, you've respected for a long time been, you know, reaching out to you and congratulating you on getting to this point in your career finally?
Yeah, it's cool. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited or whatnot, and you know I worry about it when it gets to it. But I don't know. Something that's been on my mind a lot too is this situation with Sha'Carri Richardson. You know, one thing that remains true is one thing that is always going to be a constant is change, right? And so for her, and to see how much work she's put in over these last few years, and for me to be an Olympic athlete and to know what that means, it's not right. You know what I mean? It's not right for her to work her tail off the way that she has, and you can't tell someone how to deal with trauma or how to deal with mental health, whatever it may be. Marijuana is not a performance-enhancing drug, so you know I worry about the finals when it gets to it, but Olympics is one of those things comes around once every 4 years, and I feel like she deserves her opportunity.
Next up is Sierra Santos with Fox 10, followed by Jose Romero.
Hey, Chris, following up on that, have you gotten to speak to her or reach out to her?
I haven't yet. I wanted to. I know she went to LSU, and you can just see when she speaks how genuine she is and how much she loves what she does. And there's a spirit about her that's just contagious. You have no choice but to root for her. And to have a daughter of mine, I remember when she was on television and she was talking, and my daughter was just looking at her. So I don't know. I think when you follow sports as a fan, athlete, whatever it is, you find people that you root for. And I root for her. And I think it's watch my language. It's a messed up situation, and you know, the powers that be, whoever it is, they got to understand that change is inevitable, and to be a part of the union and with this league, and to see how we've changed the way things work and the way things operate, and yeah, that is not right.
Got time for three more. Next is going to be Jose Romero with the Arizona Republic, followed by Melissa Rowland.
Hey, Chris. Just, you know, we know we're all aware of your, you know, the help that you provide and the influence you have with the younger guys on this team, and just your thoughts on Cam Johnson and what he's brought, what you've seen him do this year, and even in the playoffs, how much he's grown.
Cam's so good, man. We just got such a great group of guys. I watched Cam play when he was in college. He's really good friends with Kobe White, who I know well. And so before I got here, I asked Kobe all these questions about him, and Cam is better than I even thought. And I think the part that sucked for us is that he wasn't with us the other night when we won the game, but he's always with us. And it's such a luxury to have a guy like that on your team who, if he has a start, he cool with it. If he comes off the bench, he cool with it. And that's why we got a real team.
Final two questions are Melissa Rowland with Fox Sports and Kirsten Susel.
Hey, Chris. Have you ever seen another 24-year-old with the type of work ethic and maturity that Devin Booker has?
Probably me when I was 24. You know, no, I don't know. It's crazy with Book. I don't think about his age a lot. You know, I just think about him as a person, as a man, as a hooper. You know, he came into the league at a young age, so he's seen a lot of things. And so, he may be 24, but he's a lot older in NBA years because it grew him up really fast.
Final question is Kirsten Sousa with 12 News.
Hey, Chris, you mentioned Monty's kind of mantra of not calling you out, calling you up. Wondering if your view on leadership, your style, what it takes to be a great leader has changed from being around Monty again or being around this team?
I think what you learn is that in order to make a team go, it's okay to approach things differently. Everybody doesn't have to be the same, right? And I've learned that over the years. Like when I say I played with David West, who's one of my favorite teammates in my entire career, we approach things totally different. And I think that's what makes it work. Monty may come from the team from this angle. I may come from this angle. Book may come from this angle. As long as we all on the same page. And at the end of the day, you know somebody's heart. I think that's what we've had an opportunity to build over this season is trust and understand that no one has malicious intent. Everyone is on the same path and have the same goal. So,
all right, Chris, thank you for joining. We're going to start with Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Gina Mizell.
Yeah, Chris, first, they caught some audio of you at the end of the game with Coach, and you were saying you were trying to calm down, and Coach looked at you and said, you don't have to calm down. And he gave you that hug. What was that moment like where you're trying to bring yourself down and you have Coach there to help you with that?
It was just a lot of excitement, a lot of emotion from myself, Coach, the team, and, just real life stuff, you know what I mean, that they happen to catch.
Okay. Quick follow. Obviously, that came out that Beverley is going to serve a 1-game suspension without pay at the start of next season. He's apologized on Twitter. And obviously, you guys, just curious your thoughts on the whole process now that the suspension has been handed down to Patrick.
We're done with that series, so we waiting to see who we play next. And we give